Nestled in the misty hills of Kurseong, India, lies Dow Hill, a place shrouded in mystery and dread, known as one of India's most haunted locations. Its dense forests and eerie paths are the backdrop for chilling legends. The air is thick with an unsettling silence, broken only by the rustling leaves and distant animal calls. Among these tales is a particularly haunting one. The story of a headless boy said to follow unsuspecting visitors. Those who catch a glimpse of him are rumored to be cursed, haunted for life by his presence. Some driven to madness, others to the brink of suicide. As we delve into this chilling legend, prepare yourself for a journey into darkness. Many have ventured into these woods, each with their own unsettling encounters. Locals speak of disembodied footsteps echoing through Victoria Boys High School, which sits on the edge of Dow Hill. This once thriving institution now stands as a ghostly reminder of the past, where students have claimed to see apparitions darting between the trees. One such tale involves a group of college students who decided to explore the forest one fateful evening. Armed with flashlights and bravado, they laughed off warnings from locals about the headless boy. As night fell, their laughter faded into nervous whispers. They reported feeling an oppressive weight in the air, as if something was watching them from the shadows. Suddenly, one of them spotted a figure, a boy with no head, standing motionless between two trees. Panic ensued as they turned to run, but it felt as though the woods themselves were closing in around them. The sound of footsteps echoed behind them, quickening their pace until they burst out onto a nearby road, gasping for breath. Another chilling account comes from a hiker who wandered off the beaten path. He described hearing whispers that seemed to come from nowhere, yet felt all around him. As he ventured deeper into the forest, he stumbled upon an old abandoned house, rumored to be linked to the headless boy's tragic fate. Inside, he found remnants of children's toys and clothing, evidence that this place once held life and laughter before it became a site of sorrow. As he turned to leave, he felt an icy breeze brush past him and heard a faint giggle echoing through the halls. It was then that he caught sight of something out of the corner of his eye. A fleeting shadow that vanished before he could turn fully around. The most terrifying tale is that of a lone traveler named Rajesh, who dared to explore Dow Hill at night. As he walked along Death Road, a narrow path notorious for its treacherous turns, he felt an unsettling chill in the air. The moonlight barely penetrated the thick canopy above, casting eerie shadows that danced around him. Suddenly, Rajesh saw it. A small figure standing in the distance, illuminated by a flickering street lamp. As he approached cautiously, his heart raced. There stood the headless boy, clutching his severed head in his hands. The boy's body was draped in tattered clothes that fluttered in an unseen wind. Rajesh froze in terror as their eyes met, or rather, where eyes should have been. The boy's mouth moved silently, as if trying to speak but emitted no sound. Overwhelmed by fear, Rajesh turned to flee, but felt an invisible force holding him back. It was as if the very ground beneath him had come alive with dread. In desperation, he finally broke free and sprinted down Death Road, glancing back only once to see the headless figure standing motionless behind him. The moment he reached safety at a nearby village, Rajesh collapsed in exhaustion, but was forever changed by what he had witnessed. Survivors of such encounters often struggle with lingering fear and paranoia. Rajesh's life took a dark turn after that night. He became withdrawn and anxious, plagued by nightmares that replayed his encounter with the headless boy over and over again. Friends noted changes in him. He would often stare blankly into space or jump at sudden noises. His laughter faded into silence as he grappled with feelings of isolation and despair. Some say he even began speaking to himself as if trying to make sense of what had happened. Others who have encountered this spirit report similar experiences, hearing soft footsteps behind them long after leaving Dow Hill, or catching glimpses of shadowy figures in reflective surfaces, like mirrors or windows. Many have sought help from local shamans or spiritual healers, but found little solace. It seems that once you've seen the headless boy, you're marked forever. The stories spread like wildfire through Kurseong, each account adding layers to an already thick tapestry of fear surrounding Dow Hill. Locals began warning tourists more fervently about venturing into those woods after dark. These stories serve as cautionary tales about venturing into places where nature intertwines with supernatural forces. The woods remain an enigma, a place where time stands still and echoes of lost souls linger in every rustle of leaves or snap of twigs underfoot. For those brave enough to explore Dow Hill today, it serves as both a tourist attraction and a site steeped in legend. A reminder that some mysteries are best left unsolved. As we reflect on these haunting tales, we discover that fear often stems from our own imagination and experiences, but can also be rooted in something far more sinister, lurking just beyond our perception. The legend of the headless boy continues to haunt not just those who encounter him, but also those who hear his story. A chilling reminder that some places hold secrets we may never fully understand. Have you ever experienced something eerie or unexplainable? We want to hear your creepy stories. Share them in the comments below. Who knows? Your tale might just become part of our next chilling video. And don't forget to check out our other videos related to horror tales. There's always more lurking just beneath the surface.